Hello friends, this is Sudhanshu and welcome back to Automation with Ease. So today we are going to discuss about the Cucumber Runner class, and if you want to understand the framework as well, I have recorded a video long back which you can go through, Selenium Cucumber tutorial. But our today's motive is to understand the Cucumber Runner class. Okay, so this is in our agenda today: Cucumber Runner options and Cucumber Runner, what all it comprises of, how we create the class, how we execute the class, and what all options are there. So we are going to use each of them. Okay, so this is what it looks like: the Cucumber Runner class, the packages, the method, the options, the usage we are going to understand very soon. Okay, and on a high level I have also recorded it, like what is dryRun, feature, glue, tags, monochrome, format, strict. Okay, so these are the options that we are going to use in Cucumber Runner class today. Also, I have kept this presentation in my Facebook group. It's called as Automation Selenium Tutorial and 8. Selenium Tutorial and 8. And you can join this group and you can access to this presentation so that you can have the code as well. This code you can get. Okay, but anyways, I'm going to write it here. So I actually created it. I'll delete it, create it from scratch. So how we start it? Okay, we create a package, Cucumber Runner. Okay, then we create a class, Runner. Okay, so we actually don't write anything in the class. This is how we create the Cucumber Runner class. We start with writing it as, so this is the pattern, this is the sequence how we actually write the Cucumber Runner class. Okay, so Cucumber dot class. Okay, then we write Cucumber options, and within Cucumber options we are going to have all those things, all our plugins, all our options that we are going to use here. Okay, so you can import run with junit.runner. Okay, this is there in, just import it first, change to Cucumber options. What did I write? Cucumber options, yeah, spelling mistake, so fine. Cucumber options, it has imported run with and api.cucumberoptions. Hover the mouse here and cucumber.api junit. That's it. The errors are gone. Okay, so basically in my pom.xml I have all these versions kept that you can also access the pom.xml from here. This is the latest one that I have kept. So once you join the group you can probably get this pom.xml. It will be useful for later sessions as well, because later on I'm going to execute all of this you can say I will going to execute it as a Maven project later. Okay, so you can get that pom.xml. So let's quickly start with writing it. Okay, so the first one is features. Okay, features is, you can say, where you have kept the feature file, close it with this braces. Okay, and so basically this is where we have kept the feature file, right? So just properties, this is all you need to take. Okay, make sure that two things to remember: earlier it was cucumber.options, so it has changed now, it will give error. Okay, so make sure that you're writing as a Cucumber options. Second thing, there shouldn't be any slash in before here and not a full path, just this much path would do. Okay, make comma, and then glue is nothing but our glue code which we have written in our step definition. Okay, so this is nothing but our step definition. For step definition also, do not put the whole path, not even the package name, which simply not even like this folder name, but just the package name would do. Just mention the package name, practice step def, that's it. Now okay, let's just use one more, because with it, with this I mean with these two options, it will execute whatever we have written in our folder. Okay, one more option is for the reporting purpose. What we use is plugin equals within this braces. The format that I want is pretty, so we mention it as pretty, and here I'm going to write it as HTML, this, and the path that I want to create. Okay, I think I have already present in here, right? So I'll delete it because it's anyways it's going to create it. Why it is not getting removed? Some resources is using this. Refresh it and want to delete it. Yes, delete it, because it is going to be created as soon as we execute it as a Cucumber Runner class. Now how we execute it is just right click, run as JUnit. Okay, so so there are three features that it's going to execute. Let's open each of them. So there is a method that I have not implemented intentionally, so that we will see it in a report how it looks like. Okay, so this is the first one, the unimplemented one, so it must have failed. That is why it hasn't moved any further. It has started the second scenario of the first feature file. So basically, even if it fails for some reason, we can see it in a report, in our Cucumber report. Okay, so let's see how it works. It's a bit slow today. It's trying to log in. Has it failed? No. Browser opened. Yes, it is logging in. There are a couple of things that must have changed in from the previous implementation, because I have implemented this long back. But let's see if it works. Even if it doesn't, then it will fail and we will have the report. This I have done manually because I didn't see the layout which I wanted to check. So it will go to detail tab, it will assert the values, and then it has closed the browser, and it must have also executed this, but I have not implemented. I have generated a glue code and mentioned it in my step definition, but there is nothing in that glue code. You can have a look. Press F3. It's a bit slow again. It's not responding. Okay, so see, so it's just the methods, the step definition, the glue code I have pasted, but nothing implemented as such. But yeah, because we have it in our features, so it must have executed. Just refresh it and see that the folder will be there. Automation, right? Open it, target cucumber index.html, open with web browser. Okay, you can also copy and paste it in a browser like in a Chrome or Mozilla. Okay, so here, so the first feature has two scenarios. The first one is this, why it is yellow, because this method is not implemented. This one is passed. Okay, and in the second feature also we have this scenario. This is something that I have used the scenario outline, which probably I will cover in my further sessions. So scenario outline is like it provides you the feature so that you can use it as a data driven, you can use it as a data driven framework as well. but for now the focus is on this Cucumber runner class. So yeah, it is where the report, this is what the report looks like. Okay, so if you just simply provide the plugin and the format like this, there are further ways of enhancing these reports, but for the basic automation purpose, for the basic reporting purpose, yes, we can simply mention this. There are other formats like HTML and XML and JSON, but for now we will limit up to HTML, and that would do for now. Okay, so the second one that I would like to use is dryRun equals, let's see what it says. dryRun checks if all the steps have the step definition. Okay, true, false. So the default value is false. If we make it as true, it will simply check, it will not execute all of the things, but it will simply check what all features we have written, whether they're implemented or not. Okay, if it is not, then it will tell you what to be implemented. Okay, put a comma. So all the options are separated by commas. Let's again execute it. Okay, so it has executed all the features, and in console we can see that this format, and you can implement the missing step with the snippet below. Okay, do we have any errors? No, nothing. So it simply indicates that it is not going to execute whatever the glue code that you have written for the features, but it will simply run the features and check whether you have implemented, whether let's say if you have 100 features, and in 100 features, say if you are going to execute it and it will fail, but just you want to make sure that before you trigger the execution, all the features that you have written has the glue code and it is implemented. So you can run this option, and within seconds it will check and tell you that whichever feature doesn't have or the scenario doesn't have the glue code, the matching glue code, so you can implement it. Okay, so this is the use of dryRun. If you make it false, then it is as good as not even using it, because it will actually go and execute the glue code. Okay, so the next one in our list is which one we can use? The monochrome, I think we can use. Or before that, let's use okay, monochrome. I will tell you first why. Because what monochrome is: display the console output in much readable way. Okay, so let's use it first, because rather than doing the actual execution, we can understand it in less time. So see this format. Okay, all these milliseconds and everything, does it look like a readable format? It does, but not much. Okay, so what we can do is we can use this plugin, option monochrome is equals to true, and make it as true as well, because it will otherwise do all of the execution. Okay, let's run this and you will see the change in here. So this, just make a note that how it looks like, and when I run it again, then how it looks like. See, it has changed now, right? So if you can see, this is now in a more readable format. So this is the usage of monochrome option. If you can see, it will tell you this feature has 2 scenarios, these are the steps. This feature has 1 scenario, it is in scenario outline, so it has example, all these things are there. Okay, and as well it has used the dryRun tag, the dryRun option, because it is also telling us that we have not implemented it, and it has not executed the actual glue code, it is simply run the feature. So actually I was explaining the monochrome here, that how we can use it. Okay, so the next option that we can take is tags. Okay, so the tags, again delimited with this, inverted commas. Let's say if I want to execute this one as temp, okay, temp, and I also want this feature. This could be anything, or this could be the same, because if you want, let's say 10 scenarios to be executed in a name of regression or sanity or something like that, you can tag them as a common one and you can mention it simply over here. It is not going to execute the glue code again. Otherwise what we can do is we can actually make it false and run it. Okay, so let it be executed. Opened up a browser, so it should ideally skip this step which we have not tagged. Okay, it should only run this scenario from feature 1 from practice feature file, and this one from the practice 2 feature file. Okay, oh, did I tag this one as well? What did I do? Temp. Okay, so it has executed, but then why it has opened two browser? Okay, the second browser it has opened for this one. No, but I have not implemented it. Anyways, let us have a look at the report. Okay, let's close this one. Let's see if something went wrong. Can we execute? Okay, so feature 1 only the scenario temp, tagged as temp, right? And then the second one, so it has skipped the this one because we haven't tagged this scenario, right? So this is the usage of tag. Let's say if I want to tag it as something like anything. Okay, let's make it some more practical. Regression. Okay, and this is sanity. Let's remove it. Save it. I don't want this to be executed. I want these two. Close the browser. These were the failures. I have not implemented the tier down here because this is the basic framework, but we can make another method for tier down. If the failure occurs, then it will also close the browser. But yeah, for time being, just to skip that part. What all tags do I have? I have regression and I have sanity. Okay, save it, run it as JUnit. So this one must have failed, the sanity one. The regression one is getting executed. This will run it. I don't know, something is wrong. So just this particular step I have done it manually, otherwise it should do everything else. Assertion and all. Okay, close this one, go back to this, refresh, and along with the tags we should have report now. Open with web browser, see the tags are there, sanity and regression. Open it in a Chrome browser. Within this feature there is only one feature that we have executed. The first one is sanity, where this step is not implemented. This one is skipped. Even in console we can check this, that this is not implemented, so we can probably implement this as well. Okay, Now we are left with which one? The strict. Okay. True. Will fail execution if there are undefined or pending steps. False. Okay, the default value is false, but if we make it as true, then it will fail the build. Okay. Execution. I'll tell you what is the difference, like why I'm saying it as a build. Let's strict equals to true. Save it. Okay. So again we are going to run this one and this one. It doesn't have, let's remove this because this is somehow some changes are required. This one is getting passed because it has not glue code yet, but that is fine. We have implemented this as such. Glue code doesn't have any code to execute, but glue code is there. Okay, so this sanity, it doesn't have implementation, so let's execute, then I will explain you like what I meant to say. Not here in the Cucumber Runner class. Run it as JUnit test. Okay, so it is running it. It will open up a browser, but then the step is missing, the next step. This one also opened. The execution is completed. Okay, go to JUnit. See, so as you can see, this feature is successfully passed, but then the first one was failed, right? Therefore it says this particular, or the overall execution, if we consider, it is failed, the build is failed because one of the scenario is failed. You can say the feature or the scenario or the step. Because of this step, the scenario and the feature failed. Ultimately our execution is failed, the build is failed, although this scenario executed successfully. As you can see, it is green, right? That is why we say that the build is failed. Whereas if you make it as false, you will see the difference in here. It should all be green. Okay, let's just save it and execute it again. Before that, I'll close the browser manually because we don't have that here down that yet. Should Cucumber Runner, is it done? No, not yet. Browser open twice, browser open twice, and then if you go back and have a look, the overall execution, see the difference. So just by putting this option strict as true, it will actually tell you whether any step is failed, then the whole build will be considered as a failure. Okay, so this is the usage of the tag and the option strict. Yeah, I think we have covered all of them, so that's it for the session. Probably there are two more things that I have planned that we are going to discuss soon. As we are going to execute is a Maven project with the run configuration option. Okay, and the second thing is what is the scenario outlining in Cucumber. Okay, so yeah, stay tuned friends, and do share and like my video and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching. Bye.